Hey guys, what's going on today? This is me, Dal-Su, coming with a brand new series today, fresh off of the Banished Mountain Man Challenge. Check that out if you haven't already. And we're going to follow it up with a new game, Oxygen Not Included, which is currently in alpha. A lot of YouTubers are playing it. It's the new game by the people who made Don't Starve, and it's got the same kind of art as you can see here. And what it is sort of a colony, base building, rim world management sim. It is a whole lot of fun. So I thought, what a better place to spend some time exploring this new game than on my channel. So basically you start off inside of a giant asteroid, and you have these guys who are, what are they called? Duplicants. I guess they are clones of some kind. And basically they build things that allow you to survive, like oxygen filters and toilets and plants and things like that to eat. So we have some pretty good choices right off the bat. This guy has or girl? Celeste, yeah. She has a lot of abilities. Sort of a little bit good at everything. She's also super athletic, which means she moves around very fast. Great for the start of the game when you're trying to ferry blocks back and forth and dig things out. However, she can't cook, which is not such a big deal. Her decor expectation is a little high, but nothing we can't deal with. And she's a vomiter, which is not really a big deal. This guy, too, he's got a little bit of everything. He is amphibious, so he can move underwater. He has a great decor expectation. He doesn't expect a lot. However, he cannot research. That's fine. And we have one guy who's a great digger. His decor expectation is way down, and he won't make art, which I'm fine with. He's got a small bladder, so he pees a lot. You know what? I think that this is a great start. I could shuffle these and get some new ones, but I'm pretty satisfied with what we've got going on here. So let's pick a name for our new colony. The Hopeful Crater. The Not So Luxury Comet. I like the Outrageous Panopticon. For those of you unfamiliar, a panopticon is like a central eye that watches everything, like in a prison or in one of those sci-fi films. Yeah, you start off, you're awakened miles beneath the surface of an unfamiliar terrestrial body. No recollection of how we got there. Okay, we're going to pause the game, and we're going to take a look at our surroundings. We have a lot of water right close to us, which is really nice. Water is probably one of the more precious resources in the game. Plenty of copper up here to work with, and it's got coal around it too. That's good. Dirt is very useful, as is algae. We don't seem to have quite as much algae as I would like right around us. Algae is used for a lot of your breathing stuff, so you tend to need a lot of it, and we don't seem to have a whole lot. There's a little bit down here that can be found. And this is a pretty good chunk. Alright, so what we need to do now is dig out some sort of starting areas, as well as getting access to this water over here. So we want to do that, but we also can't go too crazy with the digging because it takes a long time and there's just sort of a lot of stuff to be done. So what I like to do, especially right at the beginning, is sort of use the natural spaces that are provided. I'm not sure that that's necessarily always the right way to do things, but that's kind of what I've found to be efficient. So what we're going to do first, I think, is dig to this area over here. And also, we're going to make a ladder. Yeah, it's not going to let me even place it right now because I don't have the materials. This is sandstone, which is sort of a basic material. And I might as well dig out 3 layers. It's kind of an insignificant decision, but it is going to take a while. And when you get over here, you can... I want to dig these up so I have the seeds for later. These are not actually good for food. This one's... No? I'm not sure which ones are great for food. I know this guy is kind of a staple, the mealwood. I can't believe this water's not dripping into here. I guess the copper is less porous than other things. A lot of times the water will drip from place to place. It's not good. We've got a big tunnel down here with a bunch of oxygen I just noticed and a bunch of algae around it. Anyway, we're going to get started with that. One of the first things you want to build is a toilet, because if you don't, they get stressed out. So right by our base, We'll do an outhouse. Unfortunately, the decor, the decoration, that is how they feel about the outhouse, is not great for obvious reasons. Maybe we'll put it a little bit further away so that we can, have some living space in here. This guy's going to be idle if I don't assign him something. I need a storage compactor. Probably 2 would be even better. Let's see if he'll do that for us. Alright. Meanwhile, we just got some copper. So we're going to be able to use that. I'm going to build this ladder up to this next level. I didn't mean to quite go that far over. So yeah, we need a couple things right off the bat, which I'm going to get to work on. We need beds for people before nighttime. I'm going to have this accept everything. This one too. This is oxalite. This is actually stone that produces oxygen. Very helpful in the early part of the game. However, you are breathing out carbon dioxide. That's not good. At least until you learn how to filter it, it's not good. Alright, how about a bathroom? Down here. A little far away from everything. I don't like how close this water is. I'm going to put some tile here as soon as I get that plant harvested. Yeah, we're going to get some tile just to make sure we don't spring a leak over there. And even so, we still might. It's not the end of the world, though. It's clean water, so it won't hurt us too bad. But we'll see about that. We have a little bit of food here that we collected. Sweep it up into the little storage container for the food over here, the ration box. And we have a toilet. So I'm wanting them to clean up some of this. I'm also going to have them dig up these things. Save them for later. Grab this algae. And this algae. And this algae. Algae is very useful. And then we'll turn this into a temporary bedroom, I think. I'm trying to think about exactly how I want to do this. I suppose for the time being, this will work. We'll leave this wall open because we might want to take out this copper later. So let's dig. We don't want to dig the oxalite, though. We probably have to dig this oxalite. It's just in the way. I hate to do it, but I've got to do it for the space. Otherwise, my plan doesn't really work. And we're going to have oxygen churning out here pretty soon anyway, so... Alright, so they're going to do that. We also want a food maker. This thing makes food. I guess we can put it right there. And we need the power to power it up with. It's telling me we don't have enough copper right now. So we're going to want to grab a few more bits of copper here and there. I think they can reach this copper on the ceiling. But also they're going to get copper just from this, from doing this. Yeah, we don't have any power yet. And we need access to water before we can do much of anything. This is just, what is this? This is fertilizer, huh? We've got to give them access to the water, so we'll do that. So we can dig out this bit here. Takes a while to do almost anything with just 3 people. But as you have more people, you have more troubles, mouths to feed, and they all breathe in oxygen, and they breathe out carbon dioxide, and it gets a little crazy later on in the game. Right now it's fairly simple, straightforward. Eventually, our whole base will be probably triangular pyramid shaped. Seems to be what most most of the people I've watched play suggest, because you have all these gases, these bad, undesirable gases that float. So you want them all to get trapped up at the top, where you can then treat them in various ways. And I don't think there's any win state right now. It's basically just stay alive as long as you can. So we're going to be trying to do that. The limiting factor in my experience so far seems to be clean water. Like, once you start to run out of water, then you start to have to treat the contaminated water, and then you start to even run out of that. That's when you start to have some problems. And I actually don't see any contaminated water. All I've got are these 3 clean waters. Okay then. He's got to go all the way back there to the toilet. It ends up taking quite a lot of your productive time. Unfortunately, not much we can do about that. We will probably, or definitely, be making a ladder up to here, so I'll leave that space open for a ladder. In fact, just go ahead and build the ladder. Why not? Gives us access to this whole new area. It's clean oxygen. Why not? Some sand has fallen from the roof. We'll have to dig it up. This guy's done pooping finally. You can also prioritize things and tell them what you want them to do first. I think for right now this is fine. Actually though, I do need to be telling him, hey, make the power thing first, because that's going to create food for us. We've got access to water now. That is a lot of water. That's going to last a long time. Thinking we won't have any water problems till like day 40, day 45. There doesn't seem to be any way to just generate water, you know? Getting a lot of copper there, that's good. He's building that, that's good. And we're going to want to probably pause here and think about beds. For right now, we'll put beds up here. We'll probably, actually almost definitely move them later on. But we need them for tonight. In fact, we should probably prioritize those, considering there's not much time left. And they will get very stressed out if they don't have beds to sleep in. You can see the stress right here. It can cause people to do all sorts of crazy things. And we also needed a couple batteries there. I forgot to do that. Let's do that too. So now they get in this little hamster wheel and they make some power for us. Well, I guess it's going to go straight to this thing for now, isn't it? We don't need to use that thing yet because we've got some food. Come on, guys. A lot of stuff left to do here. Chop, chop. It doesn't matter. We're going to be ending the first day here before we get to do much else. Looks like he might finish the battery. We've got the beds done. That's the most important thing. All this copper over here. Yeah, I just wish there was a little more water around. Alright, here they go to sleep. We're going to fast forward through that. And as they're sleeping, they breathe out a lot of carbon dioxide. Here's the overlay. You can see the carbon dioxide's kind of, it tends to sink. And so it's going to go to the lowest possible spot. And then we're going to need to treat it in various ways so that it becomes breathable oxygen again. Right now we're fine, but within a couple days we'll have problems if we don't start to think about that at least. But first, we get the power hooked up. Got some batteries. Good. All right. Next they need to finish this off. That won't take very long. And they need to be sweeping all of this stuff. They tend to prioritize the sweeping last for some reason. but it's an important thing because I believe it affects decor quite negatively. Alright, so the next thing I need to do, well, there's several things I can choose from, really. I can go for algae deoxidizer. Basically, it converts algae into oxygen. It's pretty cool. 1,000 algae, 120 power, converts to 600 oxygen. It also makes some heat, and it's got a negative decor effect. So we want it kind of away from where our people are going to be hanging out a lot. Also, we want it low, I think, because oxygen rises, right? The next thing we need to think about getting... Well, we could use a second outhouse. With 3 people, 1's probably okay. But see, once the outhouse has a certain amount of uses, it has to be shut down, and they have to take the poop to a compost pile. I don't have the tech for that yet. Speaking of tech, these are the things that I'm going to need. A research station. We'll just go with the most basic one right now. And we'll hook it up to electricity. And then we'll work on assigning the best person for the job. For right now, you guys just sweep. I could get them to pop out some food, but I think we're pretty much okay with food for the moment. Yeah, I don't think we want to spend time making food right now. We just don't need it bad enough. Lots of sweeping needs to happen. This thing needs to get made. We might run out of... We might start to get low on space if we're not careful here. We're also going to want to dig up all this stuff, because we're going to plant it later on. Yeah, get that done. Okay. So the next thing we're going to want, as I mentioned, is these oxygen deoxidizers. I will put it over here. Unfortunately, it's going to affect the decor of this area negatively. But it's kind of the lowest spot we have right now. I think 2 of them will be okay. I don't think they require power. I think they just require algae be delivered to them every day. And then we'll go ahead and we'll do the second research station for the advanced research. And we'll hook it up. And then we'll assign some research. As soon as they manage to get... Oh yeah, we do have to power these up. That's what I thought. Okay. Power them up. I want this seed. It's the whole reason I told you to harvest these. Because I want the seeds. Alright, so these things are pumping out some oxygen for us, which is great. But you can see our carbon dioxide is starting to pool in various places. We are about ready for our second level. I really don't want to take up everyone's time, but we already are idle, so that's bad. We don't want to be idle. So we might as well go ahead and tell them. Start working your way down here. And for now, just grab the algae and then we'll decide what to do next. Anyway, how are you idle when this thing's not done? Pick it up. Oh, it's unreachable. No wonder. That'll fix that. Alright, let's go ahead and give them some research assignments. Now, I only want the person who's good at research. We actually don't have someone who's really good at research. Celeste is decent. But we'll let both of them work it, I guess. What research do we want to start? I think farming tech is a no-brainer because you get this algae terrarium. It changes carbon dioxide into oxygen. Compost, which breaks down your poop. And a planter box, which allows you to start making food. Excuse my sore throat. So that's important research that needs to start. And what you have to do, I forgot, before I forget. Fabricate unlimited amount. And that's the end of day 2. I think that's a pretty good stopping point. We're off to a great start. Hope you guys are going to enjoy the series. We're going to just play until we die, basically. Probably around day 50. My last game, I made it to 37 off camera, so I'm thinking day 50 is my goal. So I'll see you guys for the whole shebang, I hope. And just leave a like, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.